We'll start with the Dhyanam. Saptamodhyayah Dhyanam. Om Dhyayeyam Ratnapite Shukakalaphatitam Shrunvadim Shyamalangim Nyastaikangrim Saroje Sashishakaladharam Vallakim Vadayantim Kahlara Baddhamalam Niyamita Vilasachcholikam Raktavastram Matangim Shankapatram Madhura Madhumadam Chitrakotbasi Bhalam. Om Rushiruvacha. Anyaptaste tado daityash.
Anyaptaste tado daityash. Anyaptaste tado daityash.
Chanda munda purogamaha.
Chanda munda purogamaha. Chanda munda purogamaha.
Anyaptaste tatho daityash chanda munda purogamaha.
Anyaptaste tato daityash chanda munda purogamaha. Anyaptaste tato daityash chanda munda purogamaha.
Chaturanga balopeta.
Chaturanga balopeta. Chaturanga balopeta.
Yayurapyudhyata yudaha. Yayuhu actually. Abhyudhya udhyata yudaha.
Yayurabhyudhyata yudaha. Yayurabhyudhyata yudaha.
Chaturanga balopeta. Yayurabhyudhyata yudaha.
Chaturanga balopeta. Yayurabhyudhyata yudaha. Chaturanga balopeta. Yayurabhyudhyata yudaha.
Anyaptaste tatho daityash chanda munda purogamaha. Chaturanga balopeta yayurapyudhyata yudaha.
Anyaptaste tato daityash chanda munda purogamaha. Chaturanga balopeta yayurabhyudhyata yudaha. Anyaptaste tato daityash chanda munda purogamaha. Chaturanga balopeta yayurabhyudhyata yudaha.
So now Shumba has commanded Chandamunda to go for the fight. Actually, in the original story, not in Mahatmyam, Chandamunda are very skeptical about going. After knowing what has happened to Dhumralochana, was so valorous, he was so strong, it took no time. No? So they were really scared, because that is why he said Samshayo Udhi. Samshayo Yudhi, even if you have doubts or whether you can bring her, send all the army, entire army on her. So you can bind her and bring her here. They really had their doubts. They were so scared to go. So, but because he has given the command, they didn't want to disobey him. So they head Spurogamaha. So the entire Daitya army, headed by Chanda and Munda, Chaturanga Balopeda. All the four cavalry, elephant, chariot, and elephant, cavalry and infantry. All the four Chaturanga Balam, with all the four sections of army headed by Chanda and Munda. Yayur means swiftly they are moving. They are moving so quickly. Abhya, they moving quickly. Abhya means they move forward. Swiftly they move forward. Udhyata ayudaha. Udhyata means brandishing there. They are ready to fight. Their weapons held high. They were marching towards Devi, headed by Chanda and Munda. Udhyata means brandishing their weapons. Ayudaha, weapons. Okay. With fourfold army, Chanda Munda heading the fourfold army to fight against Devi now, commanded by Shumba. Okay. Dadrushuste tatho devim.
Dadrushuste tato devi. Dadrushuste tato devi.
Yishadhasam vyavasthitam.
Ishadhasam vyavasthitam. Ishadhasam vyavasthitam.
Dadrushuste tatho devim ishadhasam vyavasthitam.
Dadrushuste tato devi nishadhasam vyavasthitam. Dadrushuste tato devi nishadhasam vyavasthitam.
Simhasyopari shailendra.
Simhasyopari shailendra. Simhasyopari shailendra.
Shrunge mahati kanchane.
Shrunge mahati kanchane. Shrunge mahati kanchane.
Simhasyopari shailendra. Shrunge mahati kanchane.
Simhasyopari shailendra. Shrunge mahati kanchane. Simhasyopari shailendra. Shrunge mahati kanchane.
Dadrushuste tatho devi mishadhasam vyavasthitam. Simhasyopari shailendra. Shrunge mahati kanchane.
Dadrushuste tato devi nishadhasam vyavasthitam. Simhasyopari shailendra. Shrunge mahati kanchane. Dadrushuste tato devi nishadhasam vyavasthitam. Simhasyopari shailendra. Shrunge mahati kanchane.
There, Dadrushuste tatho devi. They saw Devi there. How? Ishadhasam. Smiling gently. Ishadhasam. Vyavasthitam simhasyopari. She was seated on the back of the lion. Where? On the golden peak. Shringe, Shailendra Shringe. Golden peak of the Kanchane. Kanchane means golden. Shringe means peak. Shailendra is mountain. Mahati is great. So, great mountain, golden peak of the great mountain, on top of it, she is seated on a lion, gently smiling. See, the contrast is something like, they start with a beautiful smile of her, and slowly how the beautiful smile changes, seeing the huge army coming to catch hold of her, okay? Te drushtva tam samadhatum.
Te drushtva tam samadhatum. Te drushtva tam samadhatum.
Udyamam chakrurudyata.
Udyamam chakrurudyata. Udyamam.
See, I am just splitting and saying, but when you have to recite together. Where it is like, how the words are split, you should know that in case if you go breathless or anything, you should know where to take a break. That is the reason first when I say, I am just saying it, splitting it. Okay. Rudyataha. Te drishtva tam samadatum.
Te drishtva tam samadatum. Te drishtva tam samadatum.
Udyamam chakrurudyataha.
Udyamam chakrurudyataha. Udyamam chakrurudyataha.
Te drishtva tam samadatum udyamam chakrurudyataha.
Te drishtva tam samadatum udyamam chakrurudyataha. Te drishtva tam samadatum udyamam chakrurudyataha.
Akrishta chapasidaras.
Akrishta chapasidaras. Akrishta chapasidaras.
Tathanye tatsamipagaha.
Tatanye tatsamipagaha. Tatanye tatsamipagaha.
Akrishta chapasidaras. Tathanye tatsamipagaha.
Akrishta chapasidaras. Tatanye tatsamipagaha. Akrishta
Akrishta. Okay.
Akrishta chapasidaras. Tatanye tatsamipagaha.
Te drishtva tam samadatum udyamam chakrurudyataha. Akrishta chapasidaras. Tathanye tatsamipagaha.
Te drishtva tam samadatum udyamam chakrurudyataha. Akrishta chapasidaras. Tatanye tatsamipagaha. Te drishtva tam samadatum udyamam chakrurudyataha. Akrishta chapasidaras. Tatanye tatsamipagaha.
So they see her smiling, sitting there, smiling gently. Udhyamam means they resolve, contrite together, they all talk together and they decide samadadum udhyamam, to take her away. Seize her and take her away like that. So they resolve to take her away. Seize her and take her away, carry her off. The moment they saw her, they decided like they will samadadum udhyamam chakrurudyataha. So they resolved to take her, carry her off. The first planning is happening. So while what happened? Akrishta chapa asidhara. Chapa means bows, asi means sword. So Akrishta means they with a drawn sword and ready bow and the drawn sword. Some people, anyas, tathani, some of the Rakshasas, they approached her closely. With the intention to carry her off. So any resistance, they have got the weapons in their hand. So long things were quite normal. Like she saw the huge army, she was not perturbed by the huge army and things. But the intention is now to carry her off. Now things change. Okay. Tatha kopam chakarochair.
Tatha kopam chakarochair. Tatha kopam chakarochair.
Ambika tanarin prati.
Ambika tanarin prati. Ambika tanarin prati.
Tatha kopam chakarochairambika tanarin prati.
ततः चकारोच्चैरम्बिका तानरीं प्रति ततः कोपं चकारोच्चैरम्बिका तानरीं प्रति
कोपेन चास्या वदनम्
कोपेन चास्या वदनं कोपेन चास्या वदनं
मषीवर्णमभूत्तदा
मषीवर्णमभूत्तदा
कोपेन चास्या वदनम् मषीवर्णमभूत्तदा
कोपेन चास्या वदनं मषीवर्णमभूत्तदा कोपेन चास्या वदनं मषीवर्णमभूत्तदा
ततः कोपं चकारोच्चैरम्बिका तानरीं प्रति कोपेन चास्या वदनं मषीवर्णमभूत्तदा
ततः कोपं चकारोच्चैरम्बिका तानरीं प्रति कोपेन चास्या वदनं मषीवर्णमभूत्तदा ततः कोपं चकारोच्चैरम्बिका तानरीं प्रति कोपेन चास्या वदनं मषीवर्णमभूत्तदा.
So when she saw them approaching her, kopam chakra, that she actually got very angry. That made her angry so much. Ambika Tanarin Prati. What her immediate reaction was, she made a loud cry. Tanarin means roaring, crying loudly. Prati in return. They are coming with their sword and bows in their hand. And looking at them, she gets so angry and she makes a loud cry, a roar. It is not just a cry, it is roaring. She just roared at them. Kopena Chashinda, in that anger, Vadhanam, her face, Mashi Varnam Abhutada, became dark like ink. Mashi means ink. Her face became dark like ink black. Mashi Varnam Abhutada, because of the anger. Brukuti Kutilatasya.
Brukuti Kutilatasya. Brukuti Kutilatasya.
Lalata Falakadrutam.
Lalata Falakadrutam. Lalata Falakadrutam.
Brukuti Kutilatasya. Lalata Falakadrutam.
Brukuti Kutilatasya. Lalata Falakadrutam. Brukuti Kutilatasya. Lalata Falakadrutam.
Kali Karala Vadana.
Kali Karala Vadana. Kali Karala Vadana.
Vinishkranta Sipashini.
Vinishkranta Sipashini. Vinishkranta Sipashini.
Kali Karala Vadana. Vinishkranti Sapashini.
Kali Karala Vadana. Vinishkranta Sipashini. Kali Karala Vadana. Vinishkranta Sipashini.
Brukuti Kutilatasya. Lalada Falakadrutam. Kali Karala Vadana. Vinishkranta Sipashini.
Brukuti Kutilatasya. Lalata Falakadrutam. Kali Karala Vadana. Vinishkranta Sipashini. Brukuti Kutilatasya. Lalata Falakadrutam. Kali Karala Vadana. Vinishkranta Sipashini.
Vrukuti Kutilatasya Lalata Lalata phalam is the flat forehead is called lalata. Lalata means forehead. Lalata phala means it is palaka. It is actually lalata falaka dhrutam. That is how it is split like. Lalata falaka means flat surface of her forehead. Brukuti kutila tasya. Flat surface, the eyebrows became crooked. Because of the anger, kutila means crooked it became. So brukuti is eyebrows. The eyebrows became crooked in the flat surface of her forehead. So from that eyebrows emerged Vinishkranti, Kali Karala Vadana. One fierce looking Kali emerges from the brows. Vinishkranti means she came out of the eyebrows of the crooked twisted eyebrows of Devi. She emerges, Kali Karala Vadana. Her face was looking very frightful. Karala Vadana means face. Kali Karala Vadana, her face was with a frightful face. She emerged. Vinishkranta means emerging out of the eyebrows. Asi Pashini, holding one sword and a pasham. Pasham in another hand. Asi Pashini. She is holding a sword and a pasham, that rope in her hand. She emerges from the crooked eyebrows of Devi. Already we know that she is Kaushiki, like she emerged from Parvati at the time. As soon as she emerged, the Parvati became dark, Kali, and she stayed in Himachala. That was the story it started with. So now, from this one emerges another Kali Rupam, Brukuti Kudila Tasya, from her eyebrows. Vichitrakatvangadara.
Vichitrakatvangadara
Naramala Vibhushana Vichitrakatvangadara Naramala Vibhushana
Vichitrakatvangadara Naramala Vibhushana Vichitrakatvangadara Naramala Vibhushana
Dvipi Charma Paridhana
Dvipi Charma Paridhana Dvipi Charma Paridhana
Shushka Mamsadhi Bhairava
Shushka Mamsadhi Bhairava Shushka Mamsadhi Bhairava
Dvipi Charma Paridhana Shushka Mamsadhi Bhairava
Dvipi Charma Paridhana Shushka Mamsadhi Bhairava Dvipi Charma Paridhana Shushka Mamsadhi Bhairava
Vichitrakatvangadara Naramala Vibhushana Dvipi Charma Paridhana Sushka Mamsadhi Bhairava
Vichitrakatvangadara Naramala Vibhushana Dvipi Charma Paridhana Shushka Mamsadhi Bhairava Vichitrakatvangadara Naramala Vibhushana Dvipi Charma Paridhana Shushka Mamsadhi Bhairava
Katvanga. Actually, the word cart, no, in English, that came from this must have emerged. Anga means part of that cart, the legs. What she's holding is a vichitra, very strange looking kind of a dandam, katvanga, like a leg of a cart, where a skull is fixed on top of it. What she is holding is one skull fixed on the leg of a cot. Just imagine. Katvangadara. Katvanga means that is exactly that is. Katvanga means leg of a cot. And a skull is fitted on top of it. That is called Vichitra Katvangadara, because it's very strange looking Katvanga with the skull on top of it. Naramala Vibhushana, she is wearing a skull garland made of skulls, human skulls. So, Dvipi Charma Paridana. Dvipi Charma, tiger skin. She is wearing a tiger skin around her Paridana. She is wearing a tiger wrapping around the tiger skin around her waist. Sushkamam Sadhi. There is no flesh even to pinch. Absolutely dried, and she is looking like a skeleton. Skeleton covered with skin. There is no flesh. Sushkamam Sadhi. Dried flesh. Absolutely dried. She is looking very thin, skeleton-like. Ati Bhairava, she is frightening to look at. She is frightening to look at with like a skinny structure and very odd garland and weapons in her hand, wrapping the tiger skin around her. She looked very, it is appalling to look at her. Frightening, it is very frightening. The description still goes on. Ati Vistara Vadana.
Ati Vistara Vadana. Ati Vistara Vadana.
Jihva Lalana Bhishana.
Jihva Lalana Bhishana. Jihva Lalana Bhishana.
Ati Vistara Vadana. Jihva Lalana Bhishana.
Ati Vistara Vadana. Jihva Lalana Bhishana. Ati Vistara Vadana. Jihva Lalana Bhishana.
Nimagna Rakta Nayana.
Nimagna Rakta Nayana. Nimagna Rakta Nayana.
Nada Purita Dhingmukha.
Nada Purita Dhingmukha. Nada Purita Dhingmukha.
Nimagna Rakta Nayana. Nada Purita Dhingmukha.
Nimagna Rakta Nayana. Nada Purita Dhingmukha. Nimagna Rakta Nayana. Nada Purita Dhingmukha.
Ati Vistara Vadana. Jihva Lalana Bhishana. Nimagna Rakta Nayana. Nada Purita Dhingmukha.
Ati Vistara Vadana. Jihva Lalana Bhishana. Nimagna Rakta Nayana. Nada Purita Dhingmukha. Ati Vistara Vadana. Jihva Lalana Bhishana. Nimagna Rakta Nayana. Nada Purita Dhingmukha.
Ati Vistara Vadana. Her mouth is so wide. Ati Vistara. You cannot even imagine how wide her mouth is. Gaping mouth, wide gaping mouth, like everything goes inside, no? So it is wide. Jihva Lalana Bhishana. Her tongue is protruding and lolling up like this, drooping. Her tongue is protruding from that Vistara Vadanam.
So here Vadana is what?
Here Vadana is mouth. Vadana, Ati Vistara Vadana. And Jihva Lalana, from the mouth, the drooping, the tongue is drooping down. Nimagna Rakta Nayana, her eyes are red and it is sunken. Only when there is fresh, some eye will come out, no? When it is dried skin, it is sunken completely, it is sunk inside. It is like literally watching a skeleton covered with skin. There is nothing else. She was looking so fierce. And the way she made Sanada, Purita, Dhingmukha, all the 4 quarters of this earth were filled with her roar. Her roar was so loud, it was like, filling all directions. Durga emerged from when Mahavishnu got angry. Before the Mahisha Vadham, Durga emerged. We saw in the second Charitam when all the gods, they all from every tejas from everyone emerges. And here already this Kaushiki emerged from Parvati. So from her, Kali is emerged. The worship of Kali, they say, came understanding of Kali more than worship of Kali. Understanding of Kali. So many times we worship with fear also. With fear also. Understanding and worshipping Kali is totally different. Okay? Understanding and worshipping of Kali came much later. Probably after the emergence of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, great. He was a Kali Upasaka. So, Kali was actually, they say, like, at home she can be worshipped as a Shyama. Shyama as the dispeller of fear. You should not get scared about her because she dispels all your fear. We are actually scared about a lot of things. What is in store, we don't know. For us and for our children or anything, it is a big question mark. We are scared to look at even the future. There are so many things, it goes in denial, like...
When we don't have a solution,
we just leave it. We don't have solution for anything for that matter.
others, we think we have a solution.
So she is the grantor of boon, Shyama. She is worshipped as Shyama at home. And during that any kind of natural disaster, she is invoked as Rakshakali. Rakshakali. And very popular tantric worship is Smashana Kali. In the Smashanam, in the graveyard, burial, it is not burial ground because we don't bury. In the crematory ground, crematorium, she is worshipped as Smashana Kali. She is the one who haunts the Smashana. So, and all the, everything associated with Smashanam also goes with the jackals and all small, what called fanes or demigods, all those people who go with in Smashana, everything goes with us. Smashana Kali is worshipped mainly for to achieve something. If you want to achieve something, probably I will explain it a little later. What you have tantric way of worshipping her to get something, because tantrics, when they worship, they have something in store actually as to what they want. To achieve that, Smashana Kali gives immediately. And the worship is very difficult, restricted only to the few. Okay, and there is Mahakali. She is worshipped as Mahakali also. She is not different from the Adishakti. Like Mahakali, she is. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, who was a priest in the Dakshineshwar temple at Dakshinakali, she is called Bhavatharini. Bhavatharini means the one who redeems this universe. Bhavatharini. So Dakshinakali, so she is always protective in nature. So Kali, the fear of Kali actually came with a little of understanding, but still that fear lingers on. It is not like fear is completely gone. Kali as such is very scary. People even scared to keep their photo or anything at home, because it is scary so many times when you see it. Many people ask me here also why I keep that Dakshina Kali here, but that is how it is. Like she is scary to look at. Now we will go to the
Shanti Mantra, Shyama சொன்னேன்.
ஷியாமா சொன்னேன். மகாகாளின்னு ஒன்று,
correct.
ஸ்மசான காளி, பவதாரிணி தக்ஷண காளியாவும், ரக்ஷா காளி.
Raksha Kali.
You forgot Raksha Kali.
Shyama, grantor of bones.
Shyama is grantor of runes, where you can keep very soft aspect of Kali. She's not anything like, to be fear. Only the thing is fearsome, but otherwise she is worshipped at home as Shyama. Shyama means dark color, no? So Shyama is dark. So now we will go into the actually what is Kali, how she emerged. The story is interesting, scary multifold, terror movie. I'm going to switch off all the lights. You're scared. No, it is not that scary. Don't worry. You all must have heard about Dithi. There was one lady called, Rakshasi called Dithi. She had 1,000 sons. That is why the Rakshasas are called Daitya, because they are sons of Dithi. They are called Daitya. So this Daitya, the 1,000, they are all called Kala Kanjas. The 1,000 sons of Dithi, they were called Kala Kanjas. They were doing penance for 13 Arbudas, they say. One Arbuda means 100 million years. 13 Arbudas. Then you can imagine how long and how severe. Normally they say like, when you do Asura Sadham, we call one as like, the practice, whenever you do a very severe practice, we call it as Asura Sadham, because the Rakshasas they are meant to do that kind of very severe penance. So 13 Arbudas they did. What happens, like when we do puja, small puja at home or home at home, or Rudra Parayanam, anything like that, there is a kind of a vibration that happens in the home. At least for a couple of days you all feel that thing has happened, and it is lingering in the house. The sound and everything is lingering in the house. Just imagine 1,000 these people doing for some 13 Arbudas. What kind of an effect it would have had on the world? This prapancham started shaking. The severity of their penance was so much. The entire prapancham started shivering, shaking. Our celestials are so good in getting scared. They all run to Brahma. The only thing they know is to ask someone, Brahma, Vishnu, somebody, because they cannot achieve anything on their own. They have their limitations, as we have. So they all run to Brahma, ask him, see, everything is like, shaking so severely because these people are doing penance. You go and stop them. Poor Brahma went there. Please stop your penance. Whatever you want, we will give you. What do you want? Why you have to do this penance? What is the idea first? What do you want to achieve by doing this penance? They are called Rakshasas because their intentions are not good. If we do something, we ask for very simple things like our children have to be good, our people have to live. Our thing, it doesn't go beyond that. Maximum if it goes, okay, people around me have to be lived good. We don't think anything beyond. But these Rakshasas are called Rakshasas because their intentions are not good. They said, we don't want to die. Brahma knows. He's not like Shiva who gives and then things. Brahma knows these people are up to something. He said, no, I cannot give something like that. Everybody born has to go. So, I will give you one thing, like, you will, other than a woman, he knows what woman means. Other than a woman, you will not be killed by anybody. Only a woman can kill you. He said that they got very cautious because they had the stories before. They also were smart. They said, no woman who is present now can kill us. No woman who is present now should kill us. Then what happened? As soon as they got the boon, because that's the only way to stop them from doing the penance, so the world can be saved. As soon as they got, what they will do the next, go and attack Amaravati, Indra, all the gods, celestials, everybody, they came again running to Brahma. You told them something, and now they have attacked us, chased us out of our own kingdom. Then Brahma says, see, the only resolve now is we all have to pray to Tripura Devi, who is an Adishakti. We have to pray to her. So she's the only one who has the capacity to stop them, save all of us, because none of us have got that kind of their penance power is so much. None of us have the capacity to save you guys. So we all will do penance towards Tripura Devi, because this is Tripura Rahasyam it is. This is told by Dattatreya to Parshurama. Tripura Rahasyam is the conversation between Dattatreya and Parshurama. He tells the secrets of the worship of Shaktam worship and things like that. So Tripura Devi is the supreme power. Somehow these Daityas got to know that what they did, as soon as Brahma decided that we will pray to Tripura Devi, they all rushed to Himalayas. They thought they will go to Himalayas where she is residing and will go do the tapas there to invoke her. The Daityas learnt about that and they wanted to stop them. So they all went after them to Himalayas to kill. They got, seeing them from somewhere far away only, these gods got so scared and they started screaming for help. Devi appears in front of them. It's not so easy to get Tripura Devi to appear in front because you have to do that kind of tapas to invoke her. Because of emergency sake, she came. Emergency on call, so she came. Because the thunder that from the northeastern side, when one big thunder comes, huge light and thunder. As soon as they heard the thunder and the lightning, half the Daityas fell unconscious. They all fell unconscious. Devi appeared after that. In that light and tejas, she appeared there. Her beauty is surpassing. Tripura Sundari she is. There's nobody equal to her beauty. Her eyes, her hands, and her Samudrika Lakshanas we call. It is exactly fitting all the Samudrika Lakshanas. She was that beautiful, ravishingly beautiful she is. Holding the bow, arrow and Ankusham and Pasham. She was looking so beautiful. They were like, for a second, they were all taken aback by the beauty. And by the time they got back to their senses, few of the asuras got consciousness. They fell down, because of the sound. They got conscious. Now they could not see Devi. They were charging towards the celestials to attack them. Devi saw them approaching the celestials and she gets very angry. She gets so angry. A fierce form emerges from her, from Devi Tripura. She makes a sound, hum. That hum is so important. That is why, that bijam is very, very important for Devi. She makes that sound hum, and from that sound emerges a fearsome figure. The same like what we saw now with a frightening face, wide mouth, drooping tongue, dark in complexion. But here it is mentioned as she was Digambara, nude. She was not wearing any clothes. She was nude. Such a huge figure. Tripura Devi says, you go and you kill them. She goes, takes everybody and puts in the mouth. Everyone in one go. Kapali Gharam. Everyone went one go. To look at her like that, the hair was so disheveled hair, not proper hair. It was all like going everywhere. That is what they say. It is the long hair, disheveled, her protruding tongue with the two fangs on both sides. Canines were protruding and the tongue is in between. It is so like you can see the difference, like how between the thing, everything looks red. There only blood was coming. And both sides of her mouth, blood was pouring like a river because so many Rakshasas have gone inside. She's huge. And that is like, what she does is she takes a few Rakshasas' heads and ties their tuft and wears it on her. And few Rakshasas' hands, she wears it around her as a skirt. She ties everything together and wears it around her waist. She was looking huge, dark and scary. It was so frightening to look at her. One set of Rakshasas over, whoever came to the Himalayas. So she says, she asked Tripura Devi, who is my companion? I want a companion for myself. I don't want to be alone. I will explain the philosophy in the end of the story, why these things do happen. Tripura Devi looks at Sadashiva. Shiva, the supreme form of Shiva is Sadashiva. There are actually I will tell later because I don't want to cut short this story now. Philosophy will come later. Sadashiva, she looks at Sadashiva. Sadashiva understood the intentions of Devi and he takes the equal frightening form as Mahakala. As Mahakala, he takes a equally frightening form. Shiva takes Bhairava, Kala Bhairava, controller of the time. Kali is one meaning is she's dark complexion. Kali, another meaning is the controller of time. She controls the time. That is why worshipping her always gives the immediate results. So he takes a fearsome form of Mahakala, Kala Bhairava. Kali Upasana without Bhairava Upasana is never complete. You have to worship them together. So when you take up Upasana of Kali, they give the Bhairava Upasana also along with that. So she is like, drinking, already intoxicated with the blood that she has drunk so much. She was taking wine and now she has got a companion in Kala Bhairava. That is like, it takes some time and Asuras come again. The rest of the Asuras were left. She looking at them, she gets so angry and she started dancing fiercely, taking all of them again into her mouth. It was like, the whole dress, her breast and all were completely drenched with blood because it is oozing out on both sides of her canines. She's huge. I mean, we cannot comprehend how huge she is. She is huge, like as much as our thoughts can go from earth to the sky. From earth to the sky, that huge she is. And imagine like from the mountain how the river is flowing, the blood is flowing from her mouth on both sides. And she was uncontrollable. She was dancing fiercely on the earth. All the Panchabodham, everything is shaken, like they don't know how to control. Devas had one more problem. We wanted one problem solved. We have got a huger problem than this. They praise her. They sing stuti at her to quieten her down. Nothing could quieten her down. Nothing. She was dancing fiercely. Everything is breaking. The mountains are breaking. The earth is breaking. The clouds are all getting fragmented. Like how she is like dancing like that. Because her nails were all so sharp. So Mahavishnu saw that he's the protector. He approaches Mahakala. Please do something. Quieten her down. Mahakala goes and lies down on the ground. He cannot stop her because she is so ferocious. He goes and lies on the ground. In her dance, she climbs onto him. As soon as her feet touch her Shiva, she understood that it is her husband. She quietens down immediately. So it's like, Kali, to keep Kali, that is why Dakshina Kali is very safe. Because she is putting one leg on Shiva. Dakshina Kali photograph, iconographic images, you would have seen a lot of Kali images have come. Why Shiva is there.
Even in Kamakya also they say.
Yes.
In this Rajarajeshwari temple also a huge picture of
Kali is there.
இந்த மாதிரி நீங்க சொல்ற descriptionலலாம் காமாக்கியா அந்த picture.
It's not different. She's not different from Kali. So, the moment her feet touches down, she quietens down. Only he could stop her. So then Devas could approach her and request her to stay on earth to protect everybody. She gives the blessings like, okay, I will stay here only. But people had to worship me with Panchamakaram. Panchamakaram. It is a very popular no, that is a must in Tantric Upasana. Matsyam, Mamisam, Madhyam, Mudra, and Maithunam. These are called 5 Makarams. Matsyam, fish. Mamisam, meat. Madhya means madhu, wine or liquor, anything. Mudra means, we all show mudra here, hand gestures. That is also called mudra only. Here, some people use hand gestures, even in Tantric Upasana. And they use mudra also means some kind of, what you call, pulses. Certain pulses they use it for the worship. Maithuna means it is copulation. So that is something this 5 makarams are the part of tantric worship. It is a must. Smashana Kali, they all go sit in a smashanam and then they worship her like that. The Panchamakara worship is restricted mainly to the Tantric Upasana. This is one part of it. I told Kali is the controller of time. Why Kali emerged? And why Sadashiva had to turn into Mahakal. That is very, is the controller of time, is like, he turns into Mahakal. Actually, there are 36 principles on which the earth, when the creation happens. So, first, the emergence is the Prakriti, Mula Prakriti, and then the Antakarana. Antakarana, we say, is the mind, consciousness, intellect, mind, intellect, what is that? Ahankara. Mind, intellect, ahankara. Consciousness here is the Prakriti. The 4 things first emerge. And from that emerges all the tanmatras. 5 tanmatras. That is touch, smell, taste, all those things. And pancha jnanendriyas, eyes, ears, all those things. Karmendriyas. 5 kaya karmendriyas. So 24, 20 plus 4, 24. And then you have Panchamahabhutam, yes. 5, all the thing together is 24. Panchamahabhutam, Pancha Karmendra, Jnanendra, and Tanmatra 520, and the 4 Antakarana is 24. And then in Shakti Upasana we say 36. Maya, Kala, and Avidya. Raga means desire. Raga, Kala, and Niyati, Purusha. These 7 are added to that. And then you have the last one as Shiva, Shakti, Shuddha Vidya, Ishvara, Sadashiva. So Sadashiva, the philosophy of Sadashiva, the principle of Sadashiva is very close to the Parabrahman itself. The Upasana actually leads a person who is doing the Upasana, can control the time, gets the complete control over the time factor. To reach that highest stage, the union takes him above Sadashiva, which is the Parabrahman Absolute. It is very difficult to understand. One more time I will repeat it. Sadashiva is the highest of all the 36 principles. The last one is Sadashiva. The Upasana, Kali Upasana, actually leads the sadhaka to get the control over time. Many of the Kali Upasakas can retreat and go back in your lives and then get things done if you are suffering or some karma that has to be only they can do it. They get complete control over that. When they get that kind of a control, then they find the union with Sadashiva. So we also talk about, if it is not more confusing, I will tell one more thing. In Srividya we call it a Sadhakya principle. Sat, Akya, Yat. The same thing, Tattvamasi. She is the union of Shiva and Shakti is what we all worship. That is why we call that a Sadhakya principle. Sat, Akya, Yat. Sadhakya. So, they say like the union of the sadhaka and the worshipping Kali, you reach the status of Sadashiva. Finding that union, you go beyond that as the absolute. Like you don't get rebirth. You find the union with the ultimate. What you call it as Tattvamasi. We become one with the final this thing. So the worship, it is only Kali's worship that can bring in. Is there no other way than you following tantric worship? Ideally not. Kali worship is mainly tantric worship because she is bloodthirsty. You have to appease her. That is why in the north, when you see like many Kali Upasana happens mainly in the north. She is like, you have to offer her blood, wine, liquor, all those things. And the worship also leads to that. Without that, they don't worship back in the north. North, it is mainly tantric and they follow only these things. Giving liquor, offering, and they take so many times bottles and go into the deity. People will be wondering why it is happening. Because Kali is to be worshipped only like that. Kali's story is more, which we will be seeing further in the Rakta Bija and even in this Chanda Munda, because she doesn't take a lot of time. She does it so quickly. She puts everyone in one go. She does not take a lot of time. But it is very interesting. But she is the only one who can give you quick results. That is why many people also take up Kali worship for that. And for an ultimate worship for Sri Vidya Upasakas is the Kali worship. Because understand one thing, killing your ego is not that easy. Anybody's ego. Killing, it is not like, oh, I am this, not that. Very basic I. Very basic I. I am a wife to someone, I am a husband to someone, I am a daughter to someone, son to someone. The I, without this I, nothing exists here. Only Kali can remove that. Only Kali can remove that. That is the reason, sometimes if you need a very tough result, the teacher also takes a stick. No? So, to get rid of your ego, we all cannot be like Ramana Maharishi or somebody like a Brahman, sit and do anything. We are all in the Laugikam, we have the life to live. This I is a very one thing that attaches to everything that happens in this. To live this life in this world, we need that I. That is why all of us don't get into the Kali Upasana also. And it is meant for only those who come, like, who renounce, and they only do that mainly. And renunciation, not only like tantric, our kind of Vaidika, they take the thing, but they also have the tantric's way of renunciation is also there. But at some point of a time, everything takes a back seat. No Upasana also take a back seat. Upasana, you don't follow anything. You just sit there. Like how, have you ever noticed, I don't know whether you had the privilege to go to Ramanashram or anything. Ramana never did any puja or anything. Sheshadri Swamihan never did any puja or anything. Sadashiva Brahmendra, they never did any formal puja. Formal puja are meant for all of us who are half-baked. No, they are Brahmams. Ramana Maharishi and all, we are all so fortunate to live in this country, even to utter their names. No, to be born in this country. That is what is the state. That is when you don't need mantram, tantram, anything. That is the supreme stage where there is no looking back. Nothing disturbs them. They are like in kind of equilibrium all the time, so nothing disturbs them. No that anger or fluctuation of emotions, feelings, there is nothing there. Or even feeling physically tired like how I have been doing last few days. So not like that. They are always, because they are always there with the one that which is complete. The one thing that which is complete gives you the kind of bliss that you have, that you feel inside, is something that can never be compared to anything. So when you reach that kind of a stage, they don't follow any. Even Madhadipatis, if you see so, like at some point of a time, they retreat. They have been doing all the puja and everything, but they know at some stage when it comes, they give the responsibility to the next one who is going to head, and they retreat. Because that is what? Chumma irukkiradhu dhaan periya puja. To be not doing anything. Periya puja enna chumma iru. That is the biggest upadesam you can get from a great guru, that chumma iru. Chumma irukka mudiyuma? You cannot be. We always keep doing something. Ellarkum ADHD irukku. We have to keep doing something. No? Chumma iruna irukka mudiyuma? அப்பதான் ஏதாவது பண்ணணும்னு தோணும்.
Especially when that is told.
That is what it is. We never grow up. We are still like small children, asking for attention, asking for things, doing something. No, we never grew up. All of us are. I'm not an exemption. Don't think because I'm talking, because I know that realization is also there. And still, you continue to live the way you are. That's it. Okay, we'll stop with this. Just go through the story, and we will see the magnificence of Kali in the next couple of chapters, how it is done. Okay? Guru Piyam.